I just have so much fun playing this role. I love to play it. Extremely rewarding, and there's so much complexity in it. Just sort of coming to work and every day and just getting to do it is really such a joy for me.
The House of Windsor should be binding the nation together, setting an example of idealized family life. It's a situation that cannot help but affect the stability of the country.
So had you guys watched the show before joining it? How much did you know about The Crown?
Yes, I had, yeah, I was a huge fan. My dear friend Vanessa Kirby played Princess Margaret, so that's why I started watching it, because it was like, oh, it's news show, I'm gonna watch it. And then it turned out to be this incredible thing to behold.
I watched it, actually, I tried to sort of rise above it and not get involved, and then I was in America and the people I was living with were completely binge watching it, so I sat down and got roped in and completely addicted and loved it, of course.
I definitely see it. Yeah, I saw it when it first came out and watched everything.
So what's the most frightening part of becoming Diana, and what's the most pleasant one?
I think the most frightening part was sort of taking on the whole thing and understanding that people bring this real expectation, a memory, and they're very protective of her. So that was kind of daunting to begin with. I had to sort of get over that.
How was it for you as actors to create a balance between the character and the real person it is based on, especially because both of them, Charles and Camilla, they're still alive and fresh in the public's memory?
For me, it was very easy. As soon as I had the wig, I didn't need to do any more work. The wig really is my entire performance. So yeah, no problems there. How about you?
I didn't have so much luck with, with the wig. The fact that I was so physically unlike him helped to make me realize that this was an acting job like every other. You play the intention, you play the needs of the person in the scene, and you can't think about anything else. You can't think about what the audience sees or how you look or whether you sound or like the real guy.
Let's go for it.
What the hell is she doing?
I won't go quietly. I'll battle till the end.
After portraying the Princess of Wales, have you grown more empathy towards her? Has your vision, your understanding of her story and her story with Charles changed?
Yeah, absolutely, completely. When you play a character, you empathize with them so much. That's sort of your job as an actor. What's grown for me is my understanding of what was happening and what she was up against and how incredibly difficult it was to grab a hold of the reins of that. It was very tumultuous. I think the fact that she managed to be so kind outward-facingly, so kind and generous, and do so much good in the world, and also manage her personal life. I think she was remarkable.
I mean, I only had the press's version of Camilla to go on, and in the 90s they were just pictures of her looking hatchet-faced and angry. But that was largely because the person taking the photograph was hiding in her garden taking pictures of her. But yeah, a bit of research to see how she is so warm and smiles and even winks at the press who not long ago were the people who were tormenting her from her garden head. So yeah, I think my opinion of her improved a lot. She clearly likes a drink and she has a very foul mouth, and in that those are two features that we share.
I'm very much warmed to my character. I think you do inevitably, you know, the business of acting is about finding empathy with your character and finding a way to love your character like you love yourself, hopefully. So you do inevitably empathize. I found a lot of the things that Charles has been criticized for in the past, particularly his emotional, the fact that he wears his heart on his sleeve, he's often criticized for, and I think actually it's his greatest strength.
You, as future king, have a duty.
People will never understand how it's really been for me.
Did you get to meet or talk to Emma Corrin? We know she did an amazing job in season 4. She won awards for it. Did you guys discuss the role?
We never discussed the role. I obviously got to watch her, so I got to absorb all that. And in a way, it was almost like having a conversation with her because I was watching it. Personally, we've skimmed over it. There was a sense, probably coming from me, that I just had to try and stay centered in myself in order to do my version of it.
And did you get to meet or talk to the previous cast members? Because we know both Josh O'Connor and Emerald Fennell, they did a great job and they were nominated for awards. Did you guys get in touch?
I didn't. I know Josh very well. I carried him through the sewers of Paris in in an adaptation of Les Miserables that we did a few years ago.
Or after a night out.
So I know him very well, but I didn't get in touch. I kept meaning to, and then I watched all the interviews he did where he gave tips about how to play Charles. And then I thought, well, actually, I think that's, I won't bother him to try to tell me anything more.
When I auditioned for the role of Camilla, they actually gave me one of Emerald Fennell's speeches from the previous season. So I watched that very closely and tried to, I thought if she'd got the job playing that role like that, I'd better copy it.
Did you?
Totally.
You did?
Totally, verbatim. I could do it for you now.
Go on.
No. Only for money.
Do you have a favorite outfit from season 5? And could you take home any of the show's costumes or any other memento from the set?
Well, we're still shooting season 6, so I don't get to take anything home yet. But I really wanted to take home the big red puffer jacket. That was maybe my favorite. Actually, I love that outfit, the puffer jacket and the baseball cap and everything. Maybe that was one of my favorites.
Did Queen Elizabeth's death change the way you perceive the show, the way you see the show's goal, the show's message?
It was so incredibly sad, obviously, when the Queen passed away, and I think it really affected everybody, and we paused for shooting, and we were actually in Spain at the time. Desire the show has always had to allow people through the interpretation to understand what that life might be like and how difficult it can be and the sacrifices, and I think that's always been the same.
How did it come to this?